stay disciplined and stay moving forward and don't ever look back.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Paul Tully with the FYI podcast. I'm here with a special guest today. I have Joey in the house. Joey is a tattoo artist, an entrepreneur, an influencer, all out inspiring person. Me and Joey share similar backgrounds. We both have lived in core buildings, national core buildings, and we both have hustled hard to get to places in life that we're proud of. Joey, what's going on, man?
How you doing, man?
Dude, welcome to the show.
Doing great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, dude. No, thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, excited.
Let's hear a little bit, just quick kind of summary, background on you, where you grew up, where you're from, you know.
Mainly in Ontario. You could say I grew up there. Grew up in Ontario. Spent some time in Pomona, San Bernardino, Rancho. A lot of years now in Rancho, and that's where it started, I guess. Just jumped around a lot.
Nice.
Everywhere, yeah.
Nice. So you're a tattoo artist, very
Yes.
successful tattoo artist.
You could say that.
But
I'm making my way.
Where did that all start from? You were you lived for a while like me in core buildings and worked your way up, and
I guess you could say graffiti. Art's just always been a part of my life. Always, since a kid. Always painting, drawing. Did a lot of stuff. Tattooing just kind of fell on the lap, you know. It never was a thing to want to do, you know. It just, the lifestyle wasn't intriguing to me. It was just, you know, didn't catch the style of tattooing wasn't something I was into, you know. It was just writing little, you know. I was into art, like the black and gray, deep portraits, and never really seen that. And then later on, it's like, then I met somebody who was like, oh, wow, those are tattoos. That's what I want, you know what I mean? So that's where it kind of got the attention, and, you know, the journey started there. It's a longer story, but yeah, it caught my eye, caught my attention, and just ran with it, you know. Wanted to be the best I could be.
Yeah,
and I just kept pushing.
I could see your passion with the art. So you mentioned being a graph artist. So you were a graffiti artist when you were younger.
A lot of graffiti, a lot of tagging, just having fun, living the life, I guess you could say. Getting in a lot of trouble, wasn't going nowhere. But even the shop name's after named after the, you know, the graffiti crew, you know. So
wow,
got to carry with us.
Yeah, when I was young in New York, there were a lot of graffiti artists, man. It was huge in the 80s. It was a big thing.
Especially back then, involved with hip-hop, too, you know, music. Music's a big thing, too, so
yeah,
it goes hand in hand.
Yeah, exactly. And one thing about graffiti that I always found fascinating was people had this idea that graph artists are like a lot of them were skaters and stuff, but that graph artists are menaces. And it was like, no, these are artists. I mean, maybe some were wilding out, but a lot were just these incredible artists that needed to express themselves.
An emotion that needed to come out and wanted to be seen and heard, you know, wanted their name out there, you know.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I like about tattooing now, is like, tattooing to me is almost like graffiti. So I get it, you know, everybody in graffiti, they want the landmark. They want the spot that's going to stay there. It's not going to get buffed, you know. How long can it stay there? Climb extra high on the poles to get your name up there so everybody sees it. So, but you're doing something illegal. Now I get my spots, and now I'm doing it legally. So, you know, at the end of the day, when I'm gone, I got thousands of bodies that there's Joey, there's Joe Tat Cruz. You know what I mean? So now I got my landmarks without having to go to jail, not having to worry about the risk. So it's nice.
Wow, that's actually really I like where that just went. That's doing something illegal to doing something legal, but still, I love that, man, because it's kind of like when in hip hop, right? When a lot of artists went from like, you know, like when Biggie Smalls talks about, you know, went from selling, you know, narcotics to positive things, and now selling albums, and it's like, but the mentality was the same. It was like this desire the hustle to get out of bad places, hard places, you know, rough times to get to something better. So it's like you did the same thing. You had this like vision. You wanted to get your fame out there, your writing, your work, and now you've just like you said, that was an illegal way of doing it, right?
Yeah.
Graffiti, or at least graffiti in the streets.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And now you turned it into tattooing, which
Mm-hmm.
is legal. You have your own business. You make your own money. You call your own shots.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's success.
Yeah.
That's like the ultimate success story. You know.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Yeah,
Living
that's-
the freedom, but the discipline. That's the hard part. You know what I mean? You get to call your shots, but then you know, how far can you go with, you know, being responsible? That's the hard part in the tattoo industry. You know, a lot of people, they just let it go, you know, and you got to be self-disciplined. So when I got into it, it was more like, I'm going somewhere with this. Now I got to treat it like a job, but it's not a job, Monday through Friday. This is the time I'm showing up. Stick to that and you know, stay disciplined. And, you know, and that's how you build your clientele. And your clientele is the one that, you know, they're going to keep you in business. So
Yeah.
customer service, you know, you got to treat your clients well to keep them in business, you know. So you establish that, you'll always be busy, you'll always be a business. So that's an important part, very important part.
Yeah, totally. I mean, the word of mouth that happens. You just said something. I was just thinking that, like, with especially in tattooing, I guess the discipline of not being like, hey man, can I do this tattoo? It's 3 a.m, and you're like, but I have a session at 9 a.m. So having the discipline be like, these are my hours, because
Yeah.
I'd imagine a lot of that work gets done in the late nights. And,
Yeah.
right. People
Especially when
wanna-
you first start. So when you first start, that's what it becomes, and that's what I was try to avoid after getting comfortable with where I was at. Is you get people trying to control your schedule. Oh, I get off of work at 5.
Right.
Oh, I get off of work. Oh, I can't. I could go on Saturday. Oh, I'm busy. This. Well, once I got to a certain area in tattooing, it was more like, you want to get tatted by me? You come at this time. You want a piece from me? Take the day off of work, because I need to start at 12. I need to start at 11. Whatever it is. I don't want to start late, because now if I start at 6, 7 at night, now it's tapping into my next day.
Yep.
Now I'm not going to get rest, and now this person waited 8, 9, 10 months, and now I'm losing out on sleep. Now what they're paying, now it's going to tap into the quality of their work, and then it's going to tap into the next day, and then you just burn yourself out. And, you know, do you want that in your quality? You know what I mean?
Yep.
You're making a promise to these people that they could trust you, and they're going to, you know, they're spending good money on these tats, and then you go and drop the ball because you're tired. You know, and then now what? You went. It's easier to lose clients than it is to gain. So if I have a client that's not happy with my work or something, the way I just ran my business, it's easy to say, oh, that guy this, he didn't show up he didn't do that. So now nobody's coming to you. It's
Right.
easier to scare people away than it is to gain a person. So you do everything right, you treat your client good. Now people are, oh, you're crazy, you paid that much money, oh, you waited that long. So, you know, one happy client might get you one person over the years, you know what I mean? But one unsatisfied client, you're never going to get nothing from them. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
easier to lose business from a bad word than it is a good word. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you got to stay away from that, and that goes back to the customer service and treating everybody well. And, you know, you come to my shop, it's, you know, it's like hanging out with your buddy all day long, you know? It's a good vibe. It's a real good vibe.
Something you just said, it put into good perspective. It seems like artists, because I consider tattoo is art. It's an art form.
Yeah.
It's like any artist. It seems like we always get treated like, almost like people see it as a secondhand thing. Like, hey, I have to work at this time. I get off work at 5. Like you just said, it's like, well, take the day off work, dude.
Yep.
What's crazy is, like, you're about to blast somebody with a big piece that the whole world's gonna, it's on their body, but in their mind it's like they're doing you a favor, like, oh, I could come in at 8 o'clock.
Yep.
So it's that perspective. I feel the same way, like, as an actor, I just did a play in LA, and it's so hard to get people in to see, like, our plays.
Yeah.
Because it's like an art form that is so beautiful, but maybe it's not as popular,
Yeah.
especially in LA as it
Yeah.
is on the East Coast, like coming to plays. And then people sometimes will be like, dang, $40 for a ticket. And it's like, dude, I've been rehearsing for 3 months of my life. But when they leave, they're like, this was amazing. It inspired me. It's like, it's thought provoking, and it's almost like, yeah, it's worth you paying a little more money and taking a little more time to come out to see what artists are doing. Like art, everybody keeps art in their life, whether it's watching movies, reading books, listening to music, getting tattoos. But then they want to, it's almost sometimes like I feel like art's pushed to the back, or being an artist is considered lazy. Right? Do you ever feel that?
A lot of people don't appreciate the value either. And that's what it is. It's, like you said, it's like, oh, that's like your hobby. That's what you do on the side. Like, you know what I mean? It's like even being a mechanic. Mm-hmm. You know, you're a mechanic. You go to a barbecue on the weekend. They want you to do your brakes. Hey, do my brakes
as a favor.
Oh, just shoot me like $50. $50? What do you mean? You're my cousin. But then if you don't do it, where are they going? They're going to go over here and they're going to pay $250. Like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good point. I seen that's great. I just shared something on my social media. It was saying that friends and family always want discount. And I've been guilty of this. So I'm not by the way, I am not knocking anybody out there, or I'm so grateful to anyone who comes to my plays or watches my films or watches the podcast. Believe me, I love you. I'm grateful. So I'm not complaining. We're just talking, but you nailed it. Somebody cuts hair, a family member, and you're like, hey man, hook me up. And it's like, listen, the people in your life that are opening their own businesses, trying to get something off the ground, those are the last people you should ask for a discount from. Do not go to your friends and family that are opening a business. They becoming a mechanic. They're opening their auto body shop. Do not ask for a hookup. Those are the people you should be first in line to say, hey man, let me pay top dollar. That's the whole point, is like supporting each other.
That's the real support.
Yeah, and then maybe they get to a point in life they're balling and making a lot of money, and they're like, hey, don't worry about it. I'll take care of your breaks. It's on them. Maybe. But that's not something we should, like if you do tattoos, I shouldn't be like, hook me up. But in our brain, even talking to you right now in my head, I'm not going to lie, Joey, a second ago, my brain was like, dude, I want to get this piece on my arm. When you were talking, I was thinking, man, maybe Joey could hook me up with a girl. Like, even my brain, it's like, oh, you're on the podcast, hook me up. And it's like, no, dude, like, we're supposed to support each. Like, here, I got you.
That's the real support. And it's also the way you approach it, too. It's, I'm going to hook a family member up or a friend, but if you ask me to hook it up, it's like, you're supposed to be my support. It's like buying merch, right? Say you have merch.
Yeah.
I'll get family members, friends, hey, hook me up with the shirt so people are going to see it. Well, my client just bought 3 of them.
Yeah.
And I could have hooked him up, but he bought it to support it, and everybody's going to see it on him too. Yeah. So me giving it to you for free and him paying for it, everybody's going to still see it. So if you're my boy, you're a family member, you want to support me, buy it. And that's how I want my people, like, and you learn that with tattooing too. Like, tattooing, everybody's your friend. Everybody's your homie. Like, I'll be at the gym. Hey, I follow you on Instagram. Da-da-da-da. Do I get a gym bro discount? Do I get the hookup? Like, I've just met you, bro. I don't even want to talk to you right now anyways. I'm trying to get my workout on,
Yeah.
And it's like, you lose track of who people really are, and then you really see who people really are, And I get people I haven't seen for 30 years. Never talk to them. They find out I'm a tattoo artist.
Yeah.
Oh, remember, I'm your homie, da-da-da, hook me up. Like, when was the last time you invited me to your mom's birthday party or a friend barbecue?
Yeah.
Oh, I've never invited you, but you want to call me your homie?
Yeah, right.
You're not my homie, And it's the way, like I said, the way you approach it.
It's human nature, I guess. I always take it with a grain of salt because I've done it too, is what I'm saying. Like, I'm like, so I think the way I approach it now when that kind of stuff happens, like in particular on this last show we actually raised our prices, $10. And honestly, I'd say 90% of the people who came that I knew and stuff, no one complained. And I was shocked by that. Like, oh, dope. And I raised the prices to like $10 more per ticket.
Yeah.
And that was really cool. Like, no one complained. Then there were a couple that reached out to me on the low key and were like, hey, man, your prices have gotten. And I'm like, look, man.
It is what it is.
Exactly. I'm like, man, I busted my butt on this and I'd love for you to come. But if the price, and I've stood strong on it. I'm like, if the price is too much, we're still cool.
Yep.
But it's like, I'm not dropping my price
for you.
Exactly. A friend or not, it's like, come on, man.
You're supposed to be my supporter, whether we have $10 or not.
Yeah, it's like $10. Dude, you go to a coffee place and you spend, it's like, come on, man.
They forget about the time that you put into it, and it's like that's I could have raised it more, but you know, all the time, all the energy that I put into this, I have a value now.
Yeah.
So now if I drop my price for you, I lose track of my value as a human and all the work that I put into it, you know, and it's the same thing with tatting. And one time I was like a year or two into it, and I had this guy, you know, he asked me the price, and I gave him the price, and he was like, "Oh man, you're cheap for the quality. You know, you should be charging more." And at the time, I want to say maybe like $300, right, for example. So at the end of the tat, I was like, "Hey, it's gonna be 500." And he was like, "What? I thought you said this." I was like, "You're the one who said I need to be charging more."
Oh man.
So I was like, "So you should be fine with paying me." He's like, you know, and he did it, but it was people don't cherish the value of your quality and your time. You know what I mean? And they just want to hook up, and they think because you're a tattoo artist, you're a mechanic, you're this, it's not gonna hurt you to do a cheaper price. You know what I mean? And for me, I don't mind hooking up a family member or a friend, even for free. I don't want your money. You've supported me in everything, supported me in a sense.
Yeah.
But if you ask me for a hookup, you expect it to be free. I'm not even, yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
You're just never going to end up in the books. You're never going to end up in my studio, you know? But if you come to me like, man, I want to get a piece, but, you know, I know you're busy, blah, blah, blah. Hey, don't trip. I got you. You know, the fact that you didn't approach me expecting a hookup, you know, I'm not going to, how do you feel if I tell you that if I was your boss, like, hey, I'm going to need you to come in on a Saturday. I know it's your day off. Come in on Saturday. I'm going to have you work overtime, but you're not going to get paid.
Right, yeah.
What are you going to say? No, right?
Yeah.
How do you think I feel? You want me to come in on a day off and take care of you and put my time into it, and you're expecting it to be free?
Yeah.
That's when I'm not going to show up. But, you know, I'll do you the favor if you approach it right.
Yeah.
I'll go on a Saturday for you. I'm not tripping. Let's run it, you know. But it's not about the money. It's just the way you approach it and appreciate the time. You know, I'm 16, 17 years into this now, and that's just the tattooing.
Wow.
But as far as art, you know, I've been painting and doing everything 30 years.
Wow.
You know, I have drawings and paintings since I was 5. I'm 38 now, so.
Wow.
You know, that's, you know, I know my value, I know my worth, and I'm not budging for nobody.
Yeah,
you know what
no,
I mean?
I hear that. Now, did you have like any mentors, or when you got into tattooing, how did that work? Is it like an apprenticeship? Was there somebody that taught you, or did you learn from anybody?
Yeah, there was. So
things?
Shout out to Lazy Untouchable Tats, man. Never forget where I came from with that, and he opened the door that I kicked down. So it was, nice. I need to figure out how to use the machine. You know what I mean? I need to figure this out, and you know, just putting in the time, the efforts, and wanting something, you know, and coming from where I did with, you know, getting in trouble, not being able to get a good job, and having all these, you know, these crappy jobs, the warehouses, not knowing, like, you know, I'm 27 years old, like, dang, this is where it's at, this is it, you know, and seeing that opportunity in 2008 when it, you know, the economy took a dump.
Yeah.
I thought I had the best job, not the best job, but it was like, this is where I'm at, this is where I'm going to be, this is, you know, accepted it. And then I lost that job, and it was like, oh boy. And then it went to, you know, doing stuff I probably shouldn't have been doing. And then it's like, man, I'm getting too old for this crap, man. Like, I need to do something. I need to find something. And then I was getting tatted, and then my friends were getting tatted. And then I meet this guy that, you know, he does sick black and gray actual art. And it was like, okay. So I started going to him, and it was like, you know, I need to learn how to do this. This is what I want. This is the type of art I like. And, you know, he cracked that door open for me. It was like, show up at the shop, you know, and I was there every day. And, you know, I bypassed a long apprenticeship because, you know, he seen I wanted it. So I put in the work, and, you know, here I am now, you know, and I'll never take it for granted. I'll never forget where I came from. Thank you again, Lazy. Big shout out to you.
That's awesome.
But yeah, it got me a long way, you know, tattooing, just the art period, you know, and, you know, a lot of people in my family are like, why weren't you doing this a long time ago? I was like, man, back in the days, tatting was just, you know, gang related. It was just writing and like tribals. It didn't catch my attention as an artist, you know, and me, I like art, scenic stuff, and, you know, deep black and gray portraits, and like just things that look beautiful. Anything could be a piece of art, you know. And
Yeah.
look at it, you see a shadow. That's art. Everything's art. And it didn't catch my attention back then. And there's a lot of a lot of people I knew, druggies, getting tatted. Oh, I'll tattoo you. You just bring me a tall can. Like, I don't want a tattoo for tall can. You know what I mean? It didn't catch my attention. And now tattooing has evolved in a major way. And it was right when I started is when it really started evolving. So I caught the wave at the right time, and just learning under these legends, man, and the guys that really paved the way for black and gray tattoos, and especially the LA style tattooing. It's a big difference, and everybody in the world wants an LA style tattoo,
Yeah.
and it changed the industry in a major way, and I caught that wave at the right time, and it's great. It's great to see that and people walking around with it, and now the tattoo doesn't even need to mean anything. It's a sick piece of art. You don't need it. Why'd you get that? Because I wanted to. I don't need a reason of why. Like back then, why'd you get that? Oh, my grandma, my grandpa, this, blah, blah.
Like
now you look at
nobody
even cares to why. They just see it and they're like, damn, that's a sick piece. You know what I mean? And I'm glad I could be that guy to give you that piece, and it feels good seeing the people's confidence walking around, like some people want a little bit of attention and want, you know what I mean? And you do a sick piece on their arm, they go to pay for something. Wow, your tat.
Yeah.
Now it opened a door for somebody. Like, not only did they realize they spent the money in the right place, but they're getting a little bit of attention that they were lacking, or, you know what I mean? So, everybody wants a little bit of attention.
Yeah.
And to get that, and knowing you had a good investment, and then they come back in and they're like, man, everywhere I go, it's like, that's why I did it. You're changing lives. You're changing lives in a major way. And, that's what I search for. It's not, at the end of the day, money's important, but, to hear people come in and they're just, they go from, walk in slouching, quiet, this and that. You give them their first tattoo, you do their sleeve. Now they're chin up, chest out, walking in like they're proud to carry your art. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that means a lot to me, seeing them like now they're back. They're back for a reason, because they trusted me with what I can provide, and we built a relationship, and it's you're really changing lives out there by giving people confidence. You give a guy a haircut.
Yeah.
How do you walk out? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Guy walking out with a fresh haircut, fresh sleeve.
Yeah.
And it feels good. Then it could work on their fitness, their health.
Yeah, I was just going to say, a
Like,
trainer helps someone get in shape.
Yep.
It's the same. It's like, you're building people's confidence. It's not like tattooing had such a, and it's still in some circles has this like negative thing, but I would say the majority of society has tattoos.
100%.
I feel like they do. Everyone I know, aside from a couple people, have tattoos.
Yeah.
And you're right. People always feel good. Sometimes they probably come in and get a portrait, something that meant a lot to them. Sometimes it's just a sick piece.
Yeah.
But I bet you also maybe somebody's family member. I
Those
see
are
a lot
tough.
of people with that. They get their homies tatted, or their family members or pets. I have a homie who got his pet on him, and it's like, that means something to them.
It really does.
And you're the one doing that. That you're right. That's like you're part of their life now.
And those are even more important too, because I've had multiple sessions where you're doing a family member that just passed or something, and I just recently did one with a family member, my nephew, and it was of my mother-in-law, and it's like, you could do a portrait, you get the lips, the nose. Once the eyes come in, it's like, man, you get emotional. We got to take a break, and it's like, you see it, and it's so important to them, and like they value it, and it's just, you break down, the tears come out, and it's like, that's that was your grandma, that's my mother. You know what I mean? And to hold that value to anybody, and for them to even pick you, like, people that don't know, they wanted to be tatted by me for a long time. They haven't, because maybe they couldn't afford it, didn't have time. But somebody in their family passes, they don't care what it costs, they go to you. And I get a lot of those people, and for them to choose me for that, that's more important than anything,
Big.
And while you're doing it, like I said, it gets emotional sometimes, and it's you got to take a little break, catch your breath and get back to it, because they trusted you with that, and you want to do it the best you can, And, at the end of the day, like I said, not just the landmark, but they're going to cherish that one. They're going to hold their, when they're missing their grandparent, their mom, they're going to hold that piece. You know what I
Yup.
mean? And same thing with me. I lost my grandpa. I wanted it on my arm because he could always be by my side, So, and that's important to me. And this is one of my favorite tats. And, this guy Gabe, shout out to Gabe Guns, and I didn't even know anything about spending money on tats before, but I knew when I wanted my grandpa, I didn't care what it was going to cost. I wanted it done right, and I didn't care where I had to go for it, and
Yeah.
that's who I want to be to people. No one questions the cost. No one questions where they have to drive to, fly to.
Yeah.
They want it done by me, and when people start doing that, it's a good feeling too. Like I get people flying in from UK, Thailand,
Wow.
China, Japan, like everywhere. It's a great feeling,
It's
and
cool.
to know that there's 100,000 artists from here to Texas, and the person from Texas is coming to me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They're taking time off work. They're flying in. They're paying for the rooms, the hotels, and you know what I mean. And they want it done by me, and it's a great feeling, And I hold a very high value to that, and that's that landmark, And
Yeah. I love that,
it's
man.
great, It's a great feeling.
Do you ever think back of that guy that was working, picking up trash at properties, doing maintenance work, which is still great and noble, and it because listen, any job, in my opinion, that someone wakes up and goes to, I'm sure you feel the same, is noble and that's amazing. But I think like you knew you wanted something different than that,
Yeah,
and you wanted. Do you ever think back of that younger you that was doing that and think of the journey and where you are
all the
today?
time, all
That's
the time.
amazing. People are flying in from other countries to get
Hmm.
your artwork on them. And you were at one time, you know,
Working for Core, picking up trash with the
yeah,
picker,
yeah,
all the time. I think about it all the time, and I even have. I was showing some of my buddies the other day. I have one of my check stubs that I keep, in a good spot to, making $250 a week. Like, came a long way. But that's what makes you a better person. That's what grows you into, a man. Like you go through those hard times. You can't just expect things to fall in your lap and have you got to work for what you want. You know what I mean? And
no,
then when you do work and put in that work and know what you went through, you hold high value to it. And when you got people like where I'm at, people want to come in and they see the things that you have, the things that the life you're living, and they just want to come in and they think it's gonna like, nah, you don't know what I've been through to get this. You think I'm gonna just hand it to you? Like,
exactly.
I've been through some stuff, and I've had those jobs, and that's why tattooing is so important to me now. Is like I said, 2008, I thought I got my best job,
Yep,
making $12 an hour. Like, this is it. This
yep,
is it. This is where I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be here. Like, this is the lifestyle I chose. This is where it's at, Like,
yeah,
but deep down inside, I didn't believe it. You know what I mean? I didn't believe it,
man,
and I knew something was out there. The time's gonna come. The time when the time comes, like you got to jump on that opportunity and the timing, and and it happened. So I didn't miss out on it. And that door was cracked open, and all those those jobs that I had. That's why I appreciate what I have and value what I have, because I don't want to go back. I know what it was like. You getting treated like crap from somebody that you make 50 cents more than me, and you get to treat me like like nothing. Like that ain't. I don't want that life. But that makes you who you are now,
yeah,
and that's why I value everything I have, and I'm grateful for everything, and I'm grateful I didn't give up. Like you know, put that energy into something positive. If you could put all that energy into something negative, getting in trouble, just imagine what you could do with that same energy going into something in yourself and growing as yourself as, entrepreneur doing it. And that's what it became, is like, wait, this is all me.
yeah,
I'm stopping myself, or I'm going to grow myself. So which one is it? You know,
yeah,
I want to, if I could go this far, there's no limits. There's no one saying, oh, this is your journey, man. You're capped out at this money. There is no cap off. If I need extra money to I need a car payment this month. Well, I know somebody I can hit up. Let me hit
yeah,
them up. There it is. There's your extra money. There's your extra cash. But that you could do that because of the clientele and the business you built as an individual, and that's what got me where I'm at, is, taking pride in building my clientele and just believing in myself more than anything. And,
yeah,
there's times where I said I could do some pieces that I've never even done, and I'm like, I've never done this. Like, shoot, but we got this.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
could do it. I'll do it. And then now what? Now you do it. They're happy with it. Now you got a bigger portfolio because you could do those things.
Yeah.
But probably should I have been doing it? Maybe not. Should I have told them? No, but I believed I can do it. Now that I told them I could do it, now I got to do it.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
if I believe I can do it, then I'm going to do it.
Yeah, it's funny how, man, I relate to you so much, man. You said 2008, and same, man. I was working in a retail store back then, and in 2008, I was thinking, wow, like I remember, you know what's funny is you mentioned when I was there, I thought, oh, this is great, this is a cool job. Like, there was something inside that was like I always thought there'd be more, but I didn't know, so I could relate with that, and probably a lot of people could relate. Sometimes, especially at that age, I was in my 20s at that time, and at that time it was like, yeah, I don't know, this is cool. My focus wasn't so much I didn't even know I wanted to get into acting or nothing then. I just knew, like, man, I want to do something
So
else.
You're lost, but you
kind
know
of
where.
lost. Yeah, and then once I found the passion, I think that's important for people. Like, it's like you knew you were an artist. It's like anyone out there, you could be at your day job feeling like this isn't fulfilling me fully, but you're like, all right, I get paid, I'm paying my bills. But if you could only embrace finding, whether it means take some night classes, just try some new stuff, hone in on what really gets you going. There's that old cliche saying, if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. I truly feel that way with the podcasting and the filmmaking and the acting and the plays I do. It's like, even though it's an incredible amount of work, like you said, I work more now than I've ever worked in my life, but it doesn't feel like coming in today, it's work, right? We got to drive in, we got to like prepare we got to kind of talk. Like doing a podcast is work, but more work than people realize, right? There's like there's a whole team that has to edit and do this, and it's like, but I enjoy it, so it doesn't feel like when I was unloading trucks at a warehouse. That sucked. It just sucked. I was happy to have the job, but like basically I get there in the morning. I remember I used to unload trucks of hoses. They would come in from Japan, and we would it was in Santa Fe Springs. I was young then,
Steaming
like
in
early
those
20s.
containers, hot in those mugs.
Steaming, dude. And you'd work from like 9 a.m. And it's funny when you said the guy making 50 cents more than you. It's exactly how it was. I'd come in. Man, if I had to use the restroom, I had to ask permission. Hey, boss, I use the bathroom, and they'd watch. And this guy making, what, $2 an hour more than me would watch his clock. And if I took
30 seconds?
Yeah, longer than he felt. It was like, yo, come on, man. What are you? And it was like, and then we're just sweating. But even then, I was like, I don't know, this is the job, right? You don't really, I guess I'm rambling, but I understand for people out there listening, you don't know that you can have more than what you have.
You also have to be in those
situations. You just got to believe it, though, and see it.
You have to believe it.
And find what it is. It could be anything, man. It could be pottery. It could be something you don't even know
most people are
you're
like,
good at.
How do I find it, though? Or they're like, oh, we're not lucky like you. It's not. I had to find it, too. And it's not that you're looking for it. You just got to go out and try stuff.
Try stuff.
Like, get your attention.
Take a class. Do something.
And most people aren't willing to try that stuff. And it's like, you got to try. I wasn't planning on being a tattoo. I didn't want to be a tattoo artist. Right. But something different changed, and it caught my attention, and that's...
Yep.
You know, and that's where it's at, you know.
No, I agree. Like, I had no idea, like, when I was in the military. I talked to all my old military
appreciate
friends.
your service, man. Thank you so much. I'm a big supporter.
Thank you for letting me serve, man. When I talk to any of my old buddies, or they're always like, they trip out now because, like, you know, I've made it, you know, I've made a movie and done, not that I'm like a big, but it's a trip. They see my stuff on Amazon or Tubi. I have a movie on Tubi right now. And they're like, yo, they're hitting me up like on social media, like, I just watched your film on Tubi. And we laugh because at the time, I had no idea. Like when I was in the military, this was like the last thing. If you ever said, hey, 20 years, you're going to be like doing plays
Yeah.
and a podcast. I would have been like, are you out of your mind? Well, podcast didn't even exist, but I would have been like, you're out of your mind.
Yeah.
That's not even the guy I was back
Yeah.
then. But I was like my friends tell me now, they're like, nah, bro,
You've
you
been
were
that guy.
always that guy.
You're always
like
that
I
guy.
was always loud and talking to everybody, and they're like,
You had the energy.
yeah, bro. I found a bunch of videos, about 50 tapes that I just had digitally put onto from the military.
Yeah.
And my friends, I've been sending them clips, and they're like, bro, you were blogging before it was a thing. I was like running around like on the ship, like, yo, what's up, bro? Say something to your family. And they'd be like, oh, and I'm like, I guess I was that guy.
You're that guy
But
that
I
could be on
didn't-
camera and could talk naturally and could
Yeah. So for everyone out there, you probably already have the personality for whatever you're really meant to do, and life will bring it to you. Have faith, but you do got to do the work.
You got to do the
seek
work.
it,
You got to put
you
that
know?
energy into it. It's not just gonna, like you said, the doesn't matter how when you do find that, you do end up putting more work in, and you're also not even making any money either. But that's part of you. Don't
Break it
give up.
even.
You keep starting, and that's how I see it with tattooing as well. I get bothered when people, oh, do you work tomorrow? I'm tattooing tomorrow. I don't work tomorrow. Oh, do you work? Oh, I work. Tattooing's not work to me yet. I mean, I went from, working 9 to 5, making, $7.50 an hour. Now I'm working 14, 15, 16-hour days, 5 days in a row, and but I don't care how long it takes. I'm there. I lose track of time. You're not watching the clock.
Yeah.
You're not worried about, is it break time? You know what? You take your breaks when you want. You're having a great time doing what you love, and I wouldn't change it for the world, Just you went through all those hard times to get to where you're at, and now, like I said, you appreciate it, and now it doesn't matter. And then even like what you're saying, when people wouldn't believe that you would be this guy or whatever, they didn't see that, and it's crazy because now, back then, you're putting in that work, and you're crazy.
Yeah.
You're gonna really do that. You're gonna do this, and then when you make it, and you get there, and then they see you on TV. Oh, now you got the support. Oh yeah, you're gonna do this. Oh, what were you saying 5 years ago?
Yeah,
That was
sometimes
crazy. Why are you
people don't
doing that?
believe.
And it's like, those are the people that they were convinced that there was nothing more for them. They didn't think when they were in that crappy job in the warehouse that there was something out there better for them. They don't even, they've accepted this is where it's at.
Yeah.
This is it. They're not even thinking about accepting. It's just, it sucks. This is, I'm going to do it. There's so much more out there for you. You just got to go search for it, whether it's a better job. You know what I mean? You just, like you said, you got to find that hobby, find something, put it into it. Go to the gym maybe. You might end up liking somebody ask you a question and you could give them a pointer.
Yeah.
You might like,
Become a
shoot,
trainer.
I could do that. Or there's so much stuff on social media and YouTube now. It's like, you can do food reviews.
Yeah.
You can eat food and do food reviews now. You can open toys. You know what I mean? There's so much out there. You just got to find it and put something into it.
And focus on the people who do believe in you.
Exactly.
Instead of, I used to spend a lot of time focusing on the people that didn't believe.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I'd get a little success, I'd be like, yeah. But then I realized, you know what? I could always also be like, I don't really have success. So or I could see my life as very successful. It depends.
Yeah.
So I think it's healthier for me. I just look at everything as like, hey, I'm better off today than I was yesterday. And I want the people in my life that do believe in me, and I need to believe in them back. Because I've also had problems where I want people to believe in me, and I'm not. I've lost friends, and that's my fault of people believe in me and not supporting them back.
Yeah.
And I've learned even that's important too, like to take support, but give it back. So
100%.
I also cheer people and give them their flowers. Like, you could do this. You could. I try to be that guy now, and I don't even pay attention to people who are like, oh, this guy only has 10,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel. It's like, all right, cool. Yeah, I know you have 150,000, but my 10,000 subscribers I care so much about. So I just try to look at the positives and not even think of like haters or anything. And I think that's like the best feeling once you do that. And I try to champion people, and I go out and support their endeavors. And if I another thing, I would go out to friends' shows, and if it was a small show, my brain would be like, Now I don't even think like that. If they have a small show, I'm like, this is huge,
Everybody
man.
starts somewhere.
Everybody.
Everybody starts somewhere, you know, and
Yeah.
like it's like in boxing. Oh, he fought a nobody.
Yeah, right.
Everybody's a nobody till you're
In the
somebody.
beginning,
You know what I mean? And that's what a lot of people don't get, man. It's like
yeah.
it's a trip, man. That like you said with the whole believing thing, and it's crazy too sometimes because they could believe in you, and when you believe in them, they're like, no, you know, and it goes back to the support thing, you know, and it's like you'll see a lot of people aren't even really supporting you sometimes, especially when you get to where you know you end up, and it was almost like an obligation, or they were just saying it, and it was, oh, he's my homie, I gotta tell, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you realize how many fake people are out there that were so close to you, and like you said, like I enjoy the hater, I enjoy the hate, and
Thrive off it.
I use that as my gas to get to my destination, you know, and then the ones that do support me and are there for me, I let them know, like, hey, don't forget, like, you guys are supporting me, and you brag, and you know, you tell people about me, but don't forget that I'm here because of you guys too.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be here without that real support. And you know, when you're having your down times, or they're there to talk to you and be like, hey man, like, you know, you are who you are. That's why you're at where you're at. And then you get the people that are negative and this, and that lets you know as well that you are doing something,
Yeah.
you know, and those are the people that, you know, you keep going, and, oh, hey, enjoy it now. It doesn't last forever.
Yeah.
Well, that's how you were raised, you know, as long as I keep driving and keep going, it will last forever.
Yep.
And that's my success. It's to some people it's finances. My success is I don't answer to nobody no more. I go, I get to take my family where I want to go. I do get to do this when I want. And it's all because of the supporters, the clientele, everything that I worked hard for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No one put me here. I've had opportunities, and I took advantage of those opportunities, and I didn't let it go. So, you know, the people that are, oh, you're lucky, you must be nice. Damn right it's nice. Damn right. And one, I'm not lucky. Lucky's hitting the lotto. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
I earned what I have, and that's why I get to do what I want and go where I want. And, you know, that's the success to me, is
Yeah.
living my life the way I seen it.
Yeah.
And I don't need this fancy stuff and all that, like big houses. I don't care about none of that. I want to make memories. I want to take my family to make memories. I want to teach my kids what happens when you believe in yourself, and you run with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you try. You're gonna fail. You're gonna fall down, and if you don't fall down, you're never gonna know hard times. And you got to go through those hard times to get here, and those are what's going to keep you strong and keep you going and believing in yourself. And then real supporters will be there to help you, you know, make sure you don't fall down, and be there to help you pick back up, you know, and it's great to have that. And you really see that when you get somewhere, you can separate that from the reals from the fakes. And it's, you know, it's a great feeling, you know. And when you do something like, especially tattooing, like I said, is you really see who is. Like,
Yeah.
even family and close friends, it's like, man, I thought you were, you know, like they're there for themselves, you know, and there's a lot of people that are there and around you for their self-benefit, you know, and
No.
it's a rough one, but it's a nice one.
It's moving
great.
though. And shoot, even people who win the lotto gotta at least go buy the
You
ticket.
gotta buy the
So even then, it's lucky, but they at least went and bought the
Yeah,
ticket. You gotta do the footwork to
got to.
get to any fortune.
I used to
you
tell
know?
my mom that. She's like, oh man, if I hit the lotto, I do. It's like, did you ever buy a ticket?
Yeah,
No.
you gotta
Then
at
how
least go
how you
play.
gonna hit the lotto, you know?
Any
So-
success takes that effort, man. Whenever I hear people say, like, we were talking earlier, and people are like, especially I know in my industry, a lot of talk comes up about privilege, and you know, a lot of times with actors, you know, one of the big things is us that come from nothing, that are trying to break into the industry, are always complaining about the people who come from quote unquote privilege. You're like, well, yeah, their family's rich and they're trust fund kids, so all they have to do is go on auditions. They don't have to drive Lyft all night or bartender, cater. And it's like, yeah, you know, like, yeah, that's true. That's true. Some people just have, but even those people have to learn the craft and go in the room. And I choose to live my life not thinking about what other people are doing. I try to find inspiration from all people, whether you're from the projects and came from nothing, whether
Mm-hmm.
you grew up in a foster home, or whether you come from a huge rich family of privilege. It doesn't matter. I try to find what is it, how'd you move to make it to where you're at?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and yeah, life's unfair. Some people just have more. I always taught my nephew and my son, I say everything's a key in life. It was just something I had come up with. At least I think I came up with it, unless somebody out there in the world coined this phrase, but some I had come up with, like everything we do in life is a key, right? Whether
Mm-hmm.
you graduate high school, that diploma, that's a key. You go to college, you get a diploma, that's key. You go in the military, you get an honorable discharge, that's a key. You've been to jail, you survived, you
Mm-hmm.
learned how politics worked in there. That's
Mm-hmm.
a key.
Yep.
Like any experience you go through is a key in life, and then you're gonna get all these doors in your place, and it's like Zelda. Remember, you have all these
Yep.
keys, and you're like, oh, you know what? I understand what it's like to be incarcerated. I have a key for that feeling. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I understand what addiction's like in 12-step programs and how to get a higher power and conquer this addiction. There's a key. And it could be other things. It's not all bad. It's like, oh, I understand what it's like to have money and
Mm-hmm.
know how to manage it and respect it.
Yep.
Not, so because you could be rich and just completely a bad person,
Yep.
or you could be rich and be a philanthropist and
Yep.
you help all kinds of people. So it's like everything's a key. And
You just got to use it.
you
It's a
just,
lesson
how do
learned.
you use them,
You just got to remember.
And we all have keys. Like everyone listening, it's like you have so many keys. If you just sit down today and just you're watching and just think for a minute and be like, yo, I have so much experience.
Yep.
No matter what age you are, you could be 15 watching this and you have experiences. Or you could be 80 and be like, what have I learned and how do I incorporate this, and be open to listen to other people's stories?
Listen.
Because a lot of times we hear other people's stories and a defense mechanism comes up. And it's
Yep.
like, oh, he don't know sheesh, or he don't. And it's like, no.
He didn't grow up like I did.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
don't matter. Those are people with just excuses, and that's one of the biggest problems. It's all excuses.
Yeah.
And like going back to the keys, that's the one that I hold the biggest to me is my main key was skateboarding, and that key was no matter how many times you fall, you get back up.
Yes.
So with skating, it's like I didn't try to do anything unless I believed I can do it. So if I believed I can do it, I'm gonna keep trying. I'm gonna keep break my wrist. Okay, I gotta take a week. Why did I break my wrist? What did I do wrong? I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna when my wrist heals up, I might even be over there with the cast, and I'm still gonna try it again until I do it. And that's where it helped me the most now is I'm gonna keep getting back up. I'm gonna keep trying, and I'm gonna keep doing it until I do it. If I said I'm gonna do it, or if I even attempted it, that means I believe in myself to be able to do it. So that's why I'm going to keep going no matter how many times I fall and get up. And it's the same thing with, like, you could drive down the street and see somebody skating, right? And the way he's skating, I could tell you right now, he probably didn't have a destination, but he was skating like he had somewhere to go, right?
Yeah.
You always see him pushing down the road,
Yeah.
hits a rock, hits a crack, da-dum,
Yeah.
gets back up, didn't care who seen him, keeps pushing. And all he was going to do is just go to the school and skateboard in the parking lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what it is.
It's a good one.
To me, that's what skating, that's where it got me where I'm at now is, it doesn't matter how many times you fall. You got to get back up. You
Yep.
can't be scared of it. And, there's a lot of people that don't believe or they'll convince you that you can't do it
Yeah.
because they're scared to try because they don't think they can do it.
Yeah.
And I'm the guy that's, I'll do it. And it's not to say, oh, I could do it or to prove you wrong. It's just believe.
Yeah.
And look, I believed in myself to do it. That means you could do it too. But I tried. You were scared to try, so you being scared to try, you put me down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, well, that's going to make me try even harder now. You put some gas in my tank.
I like that,
so.
man. That's great. That's great. Well, Joey, listen, before we close out, something I like to do with all guests, I like them to look in the camera. And for anyone out there that's resonating, that's listening, that's feeling your story and relating to it, what advice would you give them to move forward?
Don't give up. No excuses. Take accountability for everything in your life and remember everything you've been through. That's going to help you get to where you want to go, and find somebody around you, or even if you don't know them personally, to be an inspiration, that somebody that might have your similar story or came from where you came from, and run with it and let that inspire you. And if that does inspire you, stay disciplined and stay moving forward, and don't ever look back unless you got to think back to those keys that are going to open that door for you to get to where you want to go. And just believe in yourself. Believe in yourself and don't give up. No excuses.
It's great, man. Joey, it's been an honor having you on, man.
Likewise.
Really, so
Thanks for
much
having
stuff.
me.
Yeah, man. We're have to do it again sometime, man. This has really been
100%.
good, man. Let me close us out here. Hey, everybody. Paul Tully with the FY Podcast. So much stuff. Took a bunch of gems out of this interview. I hope you did too. One I want to focus on was what Joey was just saying at the end. That really just hit me. Skateboarding. It's like you could see someone skateboarding down the street. That's like life, right? Life is a journey. It's not about the destination. It's the journey and how we get to that destination. That's what matters. Getting to the destination isn't the accomplishment, right? It's everything we go through to get there. He talked about, you said, just pushing, just kicking, hitting a rock, flying off the board, jumping back on. Doesn't care who's looking. How many times do we fall and the first thing we think about is who saw? Right? We fall over and we're like, oh, we're embarrassed. We're worried about our image. Who's seen us fall? That's craziness. Flip that mind. Who cares who sees you fall? Who cares who sees you fail? Because you only fail when you give up. The point is that we jump back up, jump on that board, and keep pushing, man. And it doesn't really matter where the destination is. It's good to know a destination, but if you don't know your destination, that's okay. Just keep pushing, keep kicking, keep your eyes open, looking at your surroundings while you're pushing through life. And that's what we were saying earlier. Take a class, try something new. Talk to a friend that's doing something. Is a mechanic? Maybe go be, hey, can I come in today to the shop? I just want to see. Can I find your passion? Once you find that passion, once you find what inspires you and excites you, I'm telling you, that's where you push to. Once you know that you're doing something you love, you're never going to work a day in your life. That's a true statement. You're going to work harder than you ever did in life, but it doesn't feel like work. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I just did this play in LA, and, I didn't make any money. I gave 3 months of my life to this thing, and every day I was excited to go in and rehearse and make mistakes and not know my lines and go blank on stage and just learn and get better and better. It never felt like work, even though it was more work than I ever did at a 9-to-5. So anyways, I hope you got something from this. I want to thank Joey again. And till the next episode, guys, Paul Tully, FY Podcast. Let's go.
You should never stress about the problems you be facing. Everybody in the mud on the struggle trying to make it. Look into the mirror and you see the motivation. Then you step into the world and you find your inspiration. I'm finding inspiration, and once I get a hold of it, I'll never get complacent. Look into the mirror and you see the motivation. Then you step into the world and you find your inspiration.